Hi, everyone. I'm Rhiannon Fish, and I'm joined by my wonderful co-star, Christopher Russell.
Hey, everyone.
We are so excited for all of you to see A Costa Rican Wedding, part of Summer Nights. We had a couple questions that Hallmark Channel sent our way, so let's get started. First question is, let's talk about the stunning scenery in A Costa Rican Wedding. Share with us your experience filming in Costa Rica, and do we each have a favorite location?
I guess I'll get started.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite
Filming
location?
in Costa Rica was one of the hottest, sweatiest, rashiest, most grueling experiences I've ever had,
Yes.
and also the best.
Right.
The locations were amazing.
Do you have a favorite one?
Pardon?
Do you have a favorite location?
Yeah, I think Punta Leona, which is where a lot of the beach scenes were filmed, and the jungle scenes, because it's on like I don't even know how big the property is, but they have jungles and they have oceans and they have beaches and they have giant grasshoppers the size of your leg, and they have lots of monkeys, which were featured in our movie. So I would say Punta Leona would be my favorite location.
Yeah, I would say for me specifically, the jungle was my favorite. Like the way that we shot the movie, we shot all the jungle stuff first. And I think both you and I at the end of it sort of had an experience where like we were sad for the jungle part to be over and then to go back to like the civilization of the house. It was really, I mean, that was where you were at your sweatiest, but it was also easily my favorite location.
Yeah, it was definitely a location that could make it easy not to act.
Yeah.
Yeah, they just had to just show up because the jungle did the rest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
A Costa Rican wedding follows Emily, who is the maid of honor in her best friend's wedding. Rhiannon, tell us more about your character as she helps Phoebe get ready for her big day.
So where Emily is sort of at the point of the wedding, I mean, she's of course very happy to be planning for Phoebe, loves Phoebe, they're besties. But at the same time, she is also sort of putting on a mask in that she has very recently been broken up with by Shane. By Shane. Shane broke up with her, and Ryan sort of takes the opportunity to remind her of that at as many points as he possibly can throughout the opening of our film.
Yeah, in case anyone out there who's watching this is wondering who Ryan is,
that's you. So yeah, that's where she's at. Where's Ryan? Or we don't care to answer that.
Did you ask me a question?
Yeah, where's Ryan at while the wedding's happening? How's he feeling?
He's feeling like this is his moment.
Yeah.
He's just got to find a way to plant the seeds as they go along to finally just have the courage to say what's been on his mind for a long, long time.
Yes. Okay. When Emily arrives in Costa Rica, she is reacquainted with Ryan, who is the best man in the wedding. Can we share more about their relationship?
Well, when you first meet Emily and Ryan, they appear to not get along. However, I will add that Ryan is actually quite a bit nicer to Emily than Emily is to Ryan. I'll just put that out there.
That we see. What about, sorry, I recall there being a line that as soon as Emily shows up to the Super Bowl party, Ryan just leaves.
Yeah. And not to give any plot points away, but there's a very good reason why he would leave.
Right. So Emily comes in a little hot because of things such as the Super Bowl party. She's mad. So let's not base her reaction that we see off of
but Emily treats Ryan in a way that is a little less civilized than Ryan treats her.
Because you left the Super Bowl party, Chris.
I didn't leave any Super Bowl party. I am the actor. Please don't blur the lines here. But Ryan is just doing his best to make sure Emily has a wonderful time in Costa Rica. And Emily is doing her best to make sure Ryan has a miserable time in Costa Rica. Exactly. That would be their relationship off the start. But this is on the Hallmark Channel, so we can hope that maybe something will shift there. But you'd have to watch to find out.
Yeah, but I have to say, Chris, like we had many people on the crew where we would be bickering and they were like, are they doing dialogue or do they actually not get along? You'll have to watch and see. We don't know.
We don't know. You're rude. That's what we know.
Yeah.
Emily wants Phoebe's special day to be perfect, but her trip doesn't go as planned. How does Emily's dream wedding getaway trip take a turn for the worse?
Yeah, Ryan ruins it. He ruins it. So Emily has this great idea.
What are you talking about?
She has. I thought about this, Chris. She has this perfect beach. She's going to take everybody to the beach and have a great day. And then Ryan says, no, I go to secret beach. We're going to go to the secret beach. And that is where the chaos ensues. So had we not gone to the secret beach, the monkeys never would have stole the backpack. The whole story would not have happened.
Yeah. But had you not hung your backpack on the tree,
looked practical.
It didn't. It stays on your back. You're in the jungle. That's irresponsible. That's on you. Yeah, you can't put that on me.
That's fair. That's fair. That's fair. I think it's sort of equal parts we can blame.
It'd be like saying Ryan suggested to go to the buffet for dinner, but Emily suggested to go to the swim up bar for dinner. Right. And then we go to the buffet instead. And the overhead lighting's really bad, and something happens that makes her embarrassed. That's not Ryan's fault.
Right. You're right. You're right. You're right. You're right, Chris. It is. Everything is all Emily's fault. You're right. Next question. To help get the wedding rings, Emily teams up with Ryan, who is a local tour guide. How do their unique skills help them as they encounter different challenges in the jungle?
Well, as it turns out, Ryan
doesn't have any skills.
Doesn't have as many skills as he thought. He does know about certain elements of the jungle, but not enough to take them on this journey unscathed.
Like he can find a map. He can find it. Can he read it? Can he get us anywhere? No.
I'm not sure that's how it goes. I'm pretty sure Emily decided to go off the trail.
Right. Again, Emily's fault. Right. Okay. Got it. Okay.
But unique skills. Well, Emily is a nurse, so she's able to use those skills.
Yeah.
Which help get Ryan, no pun intended, back on his feet.
Yeah. Oh.
And she's also very relentless. Doesn't give up. She's not scared of heights.
Yeah.
She has no problem climbing up very high into a tree. To retrieve something that went missing. Try not to give too much away here.
Exactly. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Yeah. I really swear I'm not trying to be rude. I'm trying to think of any skills that Ryan displayed that helped, and I can't think of one.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Can you?
Friendship?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That's nice. That is a skill.
Being nice, even though.
In spite of, yeah.
Seeing through someone's veneer of nastiness.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay. There are a lot of fun moments while our characters are on the hunt for wedding rings. From encountering monkeys to running into a snake, are there any behind the scene moments we can share?
I have 3. Can I share them?
Yes.
Okay. So the first one was there was a day we were shooting on sort of like a crocodile island. And this island was, there was a situation where this island was very quickly, basically being engulfed in water. So we all had to move very quickly to get these shots. The crew was setting up the shot. And as actors, our only job during that time is to just sort of stand by and be ready and waiting. You wandered away and then sunk into some form of mud quicksand, waist deep, so that therefore your cream colored pants are now established as brown for the rest of the film. That's one of my favorite ones. I also like, it was that same location where we're shooting. And I'm telling you, we were about to lose the island we were all standing on. We're trying to get this as quickly as we can.
Well, I think you need to explain what that means.
What do you mean? Water was
the island we were all standing on. You guys paint the picture for me.
There was an island, the Crocodile Island. And then the high tide, something to do with tides. The tide was coming in and we were losing the island. You know what I mean?
I do.
Okay. Everybody's with me. We're all with me. So we're losing the island. We're all already, it's high stakes. And we look out, our boat is floating away to sea.
I forgot about that.
Me too. And then the last one was when we were shooting. There's a scene where Chris and I are in a hammock together. And again, we're shooting this in the middle of the night in the middle of the Costa Rican jungle. And we're both laying in the hammock. And Chris looks me dead in the eye and is like, get out, get out, get out. No one has spoken to me so seriously in my life. I thought one of the leg-sized grasshoppers was coming. No, it was worse. As I was trying to get out of the hammock, it starts going like, the whole thing rips. It could not hold both Chris's and my weight. So I will say in that moment, you were a hero. You saved my life. Had we fallen in that hammock, you would have squished me and I would not have been able to do the rest of the film.
Sure.
Yeah. Do you have any funny moments?
Yeah, well, there's one I'll start with that didn't make it into the movie, and you'll find out why in a minute. There's a scene that was cut where Emily and Ryan are sitting on their surfboards and having a little moment about what Pura Vida means.
Yeah.
Pura Vida. And then a big wave comes and they race each other to the wave to see who can surf better and faster in the wave. Now, scripted sounds like a beautiful idea.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just a little oversight on what it's actually like to go surfing, but you don't just bob around in the water indefinitely.
Well, also, Chris, the critical point that you're missing is that we had been cast and they went, you guys can surf, right? And we were like, no.
So whoever thought of this didn't take into account that if you're surfing, that means there's waves. And if there's waves, they don't just wait for you to have a conversation and then show up. They're just going. And if you want to actually surf on a wave, it's got to be a big wave. So we went to a part of the ocean that was known for its waves, and it was a surf town. We spent the entire scene getting thrown around like rag dolls.
Yeah.
Because they were insistent that we sat on those surfboards.
Yes. There wasn't a single time, Chris, where I said my line and then turned and you were there. You were underwater every time.
I was gone. I was gone. And I don't want to try to make excuses for
I knew you were going to make the excuse. You don't.
This would happen anyway.
Excuses and then make an excuse.
I have to say,
there was no
wax. They brought in the professional surfer.
I didn't have wax on my surfboard either.
You just ruined the whole thing. When they brought in the professional surfer who was to take my board out and do his little like stunt surfing, he's like, I can't use this. There's no wax on it. I'm going to fall off. The guy's a pro. I've been sitting on it for 6 hours getting whipped around. It was probably like one. Getting whipped around, spun around in the ocean, things hitting me in the face. I'm like, am I gonna need a mouth guard for this scene? I didn't expect this. So that'd be one behind the scene. That went really well.
That was a good one.
Yeah. Well, should I talk about they were trying to at the airport? They were trying to get a shot of the plane, and then the plane took off before they could get the shot. That was a hard day. Let me tell you.
It was particularly hard for you. Do you want to say why that day and that scene was hard for you? Where were you?
Well, I was wearing a gray shirt, and because it's so hot, I sweat a lot. And when you wear gray, it really shows the sweat. So
where were you? Well,
I was in the air-conditioned van.
Right.
While everyone else is just
I think about that. Like I watched the tarantula scene back, and I'm like, where was Chris? Like, he was floating in the ocean. Like, that's where he was that afternoon.
You know what? I will say, yeah, let's talk about that behind the scenes. Some days, and Rhiannon will say this is definitely what do you call it? Number 2 energy.
Yeah.
I would have like a couple scenes in the morning and a couple scenes at the end of the day, and I would go swimming, or I'd float in the ocean, or I'd have a little.
You come back like, hey guys, this is cool. And we're all like,
oh, this is great. This is great. I'm sure there's more.
Of course. It was the most fun I've ever had in my life. Honestly, it was the best, not just on a movie. And I really hope that I believe that when people see it, they'll be able to tell how much fun we had making it.
It was so much fun.
Yeah.
It really was.
Okay.
Okay. You're moving on.
Okay. While Emily and Ryan are stranded in the jungle, their unexpected misadventure brings them closer. How does their hiking trip help our characters see each other in a new light?
Ooh. Well, they're forced to spend more time with each other than either of them theoretically would like,
Yeah. Well said.
based on misconceptions of the other.
Mhm.
And their walls essentially break down because they're forced to, through circumstance, to just truly be themselves. And in doing so, they both discover that they really, really care for each other.
Yeah.
More than they realized.
Yeah. Yeah, I think particularly for Emily, such a huge turning point was when Ryan was willing to be so vulnerable in front of her. We have a beautiful scene by the waterfall, and I think that's a very human quality. And when you can see someone be vulnerable, it's very endearing. And that is certainly a moment in the film where, from that moment, Emily views Ryan very, very differently.
See.
See.
Emily and Ryan make a great team when it comes to overcoming challenges. Can we each share a moment where we conquered a fear of our own?
I was terrified of the tarantula. Terrified. That was the scariest thing I've ever done, ever. I feel, which I mean is maybe a silly thing to say, but I was absolutely terrified. That was the scariest thing I've hands down ever done before.
Really?
What about you?
Well, yeah, if we're keeping it like that, then
Well, you could say, but that in my whole life too. That's the scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
yeah, I would say, and this might sound weird, it would be getting a prosthetic on my neck and face, because I didn't realize until that moment that I was going to be that claustrophobic. I don't know if you can relate, if you've ever done it, but when they put the mold on, it has to go hard. And then I couldn't move my neck at all, which means I couldn't swallow. I couldn't do anything.
Yeah.
I just had straws in my nose to breathe.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden I was going to have like a real panic attack. I felt it coming, and I couldn't communicate that or anything, but I managed to, in my mind, talk myself out of it, and that it's going to be fine. And it's just because I'm not used to it. And it worked out in the end. Here I am.
Right. It's kind of a cool thing that, like, for these jobs, we are put in situations where we do get the experience to conquer some of our fears. Because you very much do have those moments, like much like me with the spider, where I was like, in reality, it's okay. Like, I'm gonna be okay. And to sort of have a job where you are able to challenge yourself in ways that you might not necessarily get to, I think it makes us very lucky.
Yeah.
Yeah. So stuff like that. To wrap up our live chat, we have a rapid fire game of this or that, inspired by a Costa Rican wedding and summer nights. You ready, Chris? Hiking or beach day?
Beach day.
Beach day.
Wedding or engagement party?
Wedding.
Wedding.
Vacation. I knew you were going to do that. Vacation or staycation?
Vacation.
Vacation.
Spend the day swimming by waterfalls or tour a city on a scooter?
the top one. Swimming, waterfalls, scooters.
You want to do it all?
Yeah.
I
No,
would
I'll
spend
do
the day
the
swimming by waterfalls.
Yeah, of course.
Unless, you know what? Unless they're in BC, because then that would be a very, very, very cold day. Because
I would still pick that over scooting around the city.
I don't know. You can stop. You can get coffee. You can have a little snack.
Okay. Sure.
See the sights.
Sure.
Get some good content.
Okay.
Okay.
Hamburgers or hot dogs?
Hamburgers.
I have to say, I have never seen a human being eat more hamburgers in my life. The place, the place where we stayed, it was like Chris's place was right under my place. And there wasn't a day I opened the door to start walking to work where I wasn't smacked in the face by the smell of beef.
Well, thank you I'm sure everyone watching really wanted to know about that. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you smell like beef.
Rancid.
That's a good word. Yeah. No, it's fine. It's fine. Really, it's fine. I'm a hot dog girly. I like hot dogs. Okay. I'm also vegan, I should say. Just if we really want to establish just how different the two of us are, that's a good analogy there. Wrapping up. Thank you for joining us. We can't wait for you to watch our new movie, A Costa Rican Wedding.
Tune in this Saturday, August 17th at 8/7 Central on the Hallmark channel.
Tweet along while watching using hashtag A Costa Rican Wedding. Thank you.
Thanks for watching.
Pura vida.
Pura vida.